Hi everyone, Trout Flies here. We've got kind of a different video today because we have a guest of the channel. Here's Jaron, he's setting up his rig. Jaron reached out to me. He's kind of new to the fly fishing game, and he wanted to see if I could take him out and kind of teach him some of the fundamentals about casting, reading water, and fighting fish, and just everything that's involved in catching fish. So we're gonna go out and kind of cover some of that stuff today. We're gonna start off throwing our indicator rig. I've got just a Baetis and midge tied on. So let's see what we can do. Before we dive into this video, and as we watch some B-roll of Jaron fishing, I wanted to see if there is any interest in having a Trout Flies Discord server. Discord is a persistent online chat app where everyone could talk fly fishing and fishing in general, post fishing reports, post pictures of your catches, ask questions of me and other community members directly, and just have an all-around better interactive medium for our community. Let me know in the comments down below if that is something you would want to be part of or would participate in. If not, no worries. I just kind of wanted to gauge whether there'd be interest for that sort of thing. Anyways, back to the fishing vlog. Alright, so we're at the first spot for the day. So the question I have for Jaron is, you come up to a spot like this. Here's a full run. How would you approach fishing a spot like this if you're reading the water?
Yeah, I mean, my first impression is I never know as far as where to put my airlock, you know, or my strike indicator. I know it's kind of hard for me to know the depth, but as far as me starting, I kind of just go upstream and kind of let it drift down. I like to follow the bubbles. That's probably kind of my indicator as far as where I need to be at. That's kind of like where I kind of start.
Alright, so when I come up to a spot like this, the first thing you want to do is read the water, because that's going to determine how you approach your casting. Typically when you come into a spot where there's a lot of fishable water, you want to start from the bottom and work your way up.
Okay.
So
oh, interesting. Yeah, my first impression was to start up.
Because the fish are always facing upstream, so you can pick them off and they won't see what's happening behind them. So you can maximize the amount of fish you catch by starting from the back and picking your way up.
Okay, cool.
One other thing that I would notice in this run specifically is that the main current where it's deepest is fairly swift, what I would consider probably too fast water for this time of year. I'm also looking at the bottom and I see a lot of golf ball sized rocks, which is not a good thing.
Oh, okay.
Because it doesn't give, you want basketball sized rocks or bigger, and that gives the fish something to hide either in front or behind. That creates current breaks where they can sit and feed. And I don't see a lot of that on this nearest side of the bank. So while the pace looks good, the holding water doesn't. So I would look to the far bank and I see more broken up rocks and some slower current seams where the bank is kind of breaking up that faster current. That's where any fish that are in here would be holding. Okay. And it's also where we're gonna lose rigs because there's rocks and trees over there, but you gotta fish where the fish are.
Yeah.
So what we're working on here is just working on this water load cast. Jaron's actually pretty good at it for only been out twice. One thing I wanted him to focus on is getting the whole rig to flip over and turn over so it doesn't land on top of it itself. One of the things he talked about was getting tangles a lot. And you get those tangles when the rig all lands in the same area. So we're getting him to make the cast so it'll flip over. That'll help him avoid those tangles. So far he's doing a pretty good job.
Oh my god. You're so good, dude. Alright, coming from me.
You'll be fine wherever for this water load. So this is fishing, and then you get it down below, and then you just go. And I guess I turn my reel because it helps with, I guess, the motion of it, and then just go up. So people have a tendency to want to do this, like real fast.
Yeah.
You need to start real slow. Yeah. So.
Holy crap.
So like, you can have as much out there, and as long as you get it tight and do the proper motion, you can make those longer casts.
That's so crazy.
So the one problem with the water load I have sometimes is that it's not that accurate. Like, it's good for just flipping it up stream, but it takes a little bit to be accurate with it. So here, so that's why you see me a lot just do normal fly casting, is because I'm more accurate with it.
That's crazy.
But maybe we'll get there later in the day, because
sure.
that's a good way to get tangles if you're not
Well, that's what
confident.
My first day out, what would really cause my tangles is I would do it, I'd fling it back, you know, back and forth, and it would just, I don't know if I was not waiting long enough, and
it's definitely a timing thing. You're probably getting a tailing loop where the line's kind of running into each other as it goes. So you need to, really what it comes down to is slowing down, because you need to give the line time to straighten out on each end. So we're at our next spot for the day. There's kind of a drop from this bend, and it creates kind of a slow seam on the far end. This is one where we're going to need to hold the line off the water to fish it, especially with an indicator.
Okay.
So we're not going to worry about mending or anything. We're going to try and sneak up on it and then kind of high stick through the back end.
Okay. And as far as getting it out there, what kind of
So this is one where you may need to do a water load, but instead of doing a 180 degree cast, you want to kind of get it a little behind you and then go forward like 45 degrees.
Get it further out there?
Oh! I'm not sure if that was a take or not. Yeah, I want that far seam so you can see. Here, I'll let you fish through there.
A little too high.
Yeah. So when there's a big rock like this in a run, you'll rarely find fish right behind it because the current's way too unpredictable. So they'll be in the soft edges, or if they are going to be behind it, they'll be about 10 to 15 feet past it when the currents start to merge back together. But you'll rarely find them in that kind of back eddy. That's good. That's a good spot. Yeah. That's why if you see some weird camera angles when I'm looking into the sun, sometimes it's because I'm going like ducking and trying to find it. Oh, fish. Yeah. So I guess next question is, what have you been taught about your hook sets?
What do you mean?
Like setting the hook?
Oh, not much. Nothing at all.
So you always want to set downstream.
Down, right.
Yeah. You don't want to lift straight up. You want to go down and out.
Never been taught that one.
Yeah. And just get it tight, and then you want to fight the fish upstream after that. But getting it tight is the most important part. Yeah, there's tungsten beads on it, so
it gets down there pretty good.
yeah, and some of it's fly design, like the thinner the flies are.
Yeah, more aerodynamic.
Yeah,
When you get down
I think that was bottom.
there. You have those tag ends just to kind of see where
Yeah.
the beginning, the middle, and end is.
Yep. There we go. Little guy.
Little brown.
Yep. On the Duracell, so we got the right fly on. Come on, I don't want to net you. There we go. Alright, little brown. Yep.
Keep yanking it towards me.
It's because you're not getting the fly line out of the water quick enough.
Okay.
So it's getting the chance for the current to kind of catch it, you know? So lift it out. Yeah.
So then,
Yeah. Yep.
let it go.
Yeah, let it keep going. Alright. Oh, one came up over there.
One did.
Yeah. So try and make a little bit farther of a cast now too. Yep. Mend again, real quick. Yep.
Yeah, I just saw another one.
Yeah, the betas are hatching. Oh, yeah. Nice one. All right, so bring your, oh, keep tension. Oh,
Oh, I need to keep it this way.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right, let's try it again.
Should I still be kind of getting it further out there?
Yeah, further up and out. Like if you can get it to the land where the water kind of drops in.
Oh, that wind took that one.
Yeah.
Dang it. So what am I doing there? Not patient enough?
No, you're kind of decelerating almost.
Okay.
Like you want to remember to keep your momentum with the cast. You're kind of like letting your rod kind of just drop instead of pushing line.
Oh my gosh, I got a nice spot.
Mm. So one thing you can do to avoid that too is, let me get my rod out here. You can, if you don't want your line getting down below you,
What do you mean by that?
like down here, if you're trying to avoid, it's okay to bring it up, like make a position cast and then make your roll cast. So instead of letting it get down here and you, oh, that's bottom. No.
Get in front of you.
And worrying about it catching on this branch down here, you can kind of just get it in front of you. Oh, see that brown come up?
Yeah. Farther on the city?
A little farther, yeah.
Ah.
Probably more line out off the reel. Yeah. Oh. There you go.
Going up too high.
Yeah, this one we've got to get out.
That wind is just taking.
Yeah. So, get your man. Yeah.
Downstream?
I don't think you need much of a mend. Just get it to where it'll, drift naturally.
Oh my gosh. Don't do sideways, right?
Yeah, those are the ones that are going to tangle. Okay. So.
If I do a roll cast.
Yeah,
right?
roll cast works good here. So try and keep, we are going to want to try and like keep the fly line out of the water as much as possible. But once it gets, down there, you can start dropping the rod. Yeah.
So what do I do to avoid that?
Aim right a little more. All right, so, yep.
What did you say to kind of get it out there?
Aim more to your right. Like so swing the rod tip more behind you.
More behind you?
Yeah. So you can shoot forward. Oh! Yeah. So keep it tight, make sure you keep it tight. Yeah. Just take it slow. Yep. And start trying to swing it up towards me. I'll try and net it for you.
Am I doing alright?
Yeah, just when it feels like it's ready to get lifted out, lift it out. There you go. Brown.
Oh, it is a brown. I
Yeah.
thought it was a rainbow.
Nice. On film. Yep. Good job.
About time. Jeez.
Awesome.
Oh, sick.
All right, so that's gonna do it for our day on the middle.
It's brutal.
Yeah, fishing wasn't that great today, but hopefully Jaron was able to learn a few things and maybe he can put it to use on a day where the fish are a little more active.
Yeah, definitely learned a lot about casting and setting the right rigs and knowing what waters to fish. So it was good. It's a learning experience. I just need to practice.
Yeah, he's on his way. He'll get into the fish. We're able to get into a few, so.
Yep. It was good times.
Yeah. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you.
Yep.